This is my mom and I with Henry.
Giving you kisses.
Hi, buddy.
So my mom and I rode together growing up.
This is Henry.
I mean, she rode as a kid, and that was always kind of her great passion. And then she got me into riding. So, I mean, I was on, I think at 6 months the first time.
You were like about 8 months old. So it was a very special life together because we had a life as mom and daughter, but we had a life as like two riders, and it sort of develops a camaraderie. You know, everything was good. Like I had my working life on the ranch, unloading hay and everything, and then I had a little accident and got a splinter in my thumb, which didn't heal. The nurse practitioner at my work thought, this doesn't look right. The labs were totally off the charts. So then she got an appointment with a hepatologist right away. He said, you know, you have a genetic disorder and you're already actually at stage 4.
You know, you need a liver transplant or you're gonna die from this disease. And we were just so, I mean, it like stopped our world that day. I knew you could be a live donor. So that was the first thing I asked this hepatologist is what do I need to do to be a donor?
Liver surgery in general is considered to be a major operation. We do a very extensive evaluation of the donor to try to assess risk as best as we can. There is still a very small but real possibility that there could be a catastrophic complication.
For me, the decision was very straightforward. I mean, I had no hesitation about being a donor.
I know, you didn't.
It was hard to convince you to let me do it.
It was like, why would I do it when I've already had a good life? And she hasn't even, you were 26, right? It's like you had a whole life ahead of you.
I don't think that there has ever been a parent that I have ever met that did not feel very ambivalent about the possibility of their child being a donor for them. I think it's just part of human nature.
I mean, and that was my argument to her is that you can't make me watch you die knowing that I could save your life. That's not fair to leave me with that. And I'm not going to be happy if you're not here.
I would say that's probably the most scary thing about it. Not the transplant or anything. It was the whole idea of doing the transplant. It was like, I can't believe I'm actually allowing this.
I woke up and there was a resident. I asked him how my mom was doing and I said, can I send her a note? And he gave me the back of his prescription pad and I wrote a note to her. And he took it to you and he brought a note back. I had a lot of questions about just, I don't know, the surgery and anatomy. And so I remember the residents coming in and finally just bringing a textbook and like, okay, and sat down with me and like, we're explaining all this stuff. And I was like, this is the route I'm gonna take. I had lived through an experience that very few providers in liver would have had. And so it just seemed natural to go into that field because I could connect with those patients on a different level.
So the alternative then to waiting on the list for a cadaveric organ would be to do live donor transplant.
Her experience, I think, is something that's incredibly helpful and obviously very unusual.
I can barely see it anymore.
She's like the poster child for living donation because you look at her and she's just an incredible person. She provides a dimension and a perspective that is so valuable to our team.
From a personal standpoint, it's like the best thing I've ever done. You know, my mom's still here 12 years later, healthy.
Okay, we're ready.
It is an extraordinary experience that very few people go through in their lives.
I think it changes.
It
It changes us.